Thanks for visiting CreativeLightingPhotography.com. You are listening to Creative Lighting Photography Podcast. Welcome to the Creative Lighting Photography Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and on our website at CreativeLightingPhotography.com, and you can also join us on Flickr. Thanks so much for joining us today for our podcast. Want to make a really fun new announcement today. We're going to be featuring Techie Tuesday with Tabby the Guru. Tabby the Guru is Tabitha Hawk. She is part of Nashville Computer Guru. Tabitha Hawk is a computer technician and photographer. She has joined our team as our technical advisor, and you can check out her tips on our Facebook fan page. We're really excited to be announcing that we have a workshop coming up, Photography 101. It will be July the 19th at Fall Creek Falls in Spencer, Tennessee, with professional photographer Holt Webb. All the details can be found at CreativeLightingPhotography.com. If you're new at photography or just want to enhance your abilities, Photography 101 with Holt is really going to take you there. It's going to be a fantastic all-day workshop in the beautiful setting of Fall Creek Falls, and we're really excited to be featuring this opportunity. You'll be starting the day off with Holt in a seminar session, and you'll have all the opportunities to be asking any of the questions that you may have during his time with you in the seminar. And then after, we will be hitting the trails and exploring the area of Fall Creek Falls, and we'll be hauling out our camera and our gear and our tripods and practicing everything that he went over. And then we're going to have an opportunity for critique later that day. So check out CreativeLightingPhotography.com, and you can also email us or contact us if you have any questions and are interested in getting signed up. We are really excited about this podcast today. We have another wonderful photographer who joined us for our podcast. His name is J. Paul Moore, and he is a great talent whose garden and architectural photography will truly just blow you away. His images are just stunning. He kindly welcomed us to his peaceful studio where we were able to sit and talk with him and take in this really beautiful space that he's fortunate to work in. And we had a wonderful time out at his location. His images have been featured in various publications, from gardening magazines to gardening books, and he is still well sought after for his work. And for someone who is so successful, he is truly a genuine, down-to-earth, easygoing guy. It was so much fun hanging out with him and seeing the images on the wall in his studio and just talking with him. And I'm really excited to share this interview with you. So without further ado, we will get started with the interview. Please welcome J. Paul Moore. So we are here with Paul Moore of J. Paul Moore Photography, who specializes in garden and architectural photography. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast.
Thank you.
So your photography is truly breathtaking. It's so beautiful. What sparked your interest in photography?
Well, I'd say it goes back to my childhood. I grew up on a farm and just had, free reign, of the farm, and just, I always just loved being in nature. So it just started out with a very early love of nature.
Awesome.
And, and later, in high school, a little bit in high school, I saw that, some of these guys were coming back, in early college, were coming back from Vietnam with SLR cameras. The Minolta SRT 101s and some of those cameras, and I was like, oh man, those are cool.
Yeah.
And so that started me thinking along, I'd like to have a camera just because it was kind of a cool looking toy to begin with.
Right.
And then I guess I've always been, a frustrated artist before I discovered photography, because I was in art in school, and I felt like I liked to draw and not that type of thing, but just never just wasn't the right medium for me. And then I liked writing, but I just knew that part of my brain wasn't going to work, so I just kind of stumbled on photography and finally found something that really spoke to me.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm glad. I'm very glad. 'Cause your pieces are beautiful.
Thank you.
What was your first job that paid you to take photos?
Oh, I remember that one well. It was Fine Gardening Magazine was looking for a particular native plant called summer sweet, which is a pretty rare native plant, especially around Nashville. But I had photographed one in a client's garden, and so I got a specific request for that. So I submitted the photo, which was my first time to ever submit to a magazine, and then they published the photo.
Oh, wow.
So I remember well, and I at the time had a subscription to Fine Gardening Magazine. I just couldn't wait for mine to come in to see it in print.
Right.
And then one of my customers came in who had a subscription to the magazine. He says, "Hey, I saw your picture in Fine Gardening," and I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get mine." He goes, "Well, you can come to my house if you want." And I knew he lived close by. He says, "I'll give you mine, and then you just replace it when you get your copy." So I went immediately to his house to pick up a copy of the article that had the photo in it. So
that's so cool.
it was a lot of fun.
I bet. That's very cool. You've mentioned gardening. You have an extensive background in gardening. Has that served as a benefit to your photography?
Oh, absolutely. It's immeasurably so. And for two reasons. First of all, a lot of times now if I'm photographing for a garden or for a magazine, a gardening magazine, it's a real benefit to know what you're photographing. Oftentimes, magazines will hire a photographer who's technically competent to photograph something, but they don't know what they're photographing.
Oh, right.
So I can look at a garden and tell you within seconds of just the condition of the garden and if the plants are healthy and that type of thing. But just from a design standpoint, really photographic composition and garden design are really two similar disciplines because you're looking at line and shape and texture and form.
Oh, sure.
And so, a lot of times I would have to do, some landscape design in the garden center business when I had that. So those two disciplines really helped each other and helped me to see things more artfully, I think.
Nice. That's awesome. With your garden and architectural photography, what challenges do you face?
Oh my, it's I think any photographer, in all honesty, would tell you that what they do is problem solving, because you hope, especially if you're an outdoor photographer, that you come into just optimum conditions in light and in subject matter and all that, but it very seldom ever happens.
Right.
If I'm doing a shoot like for a landscape architect or something like that, where the plant material needs to be in good shape and the hardscaping, there's so many things, and I've made a list which I actually send out to clients of things to look out for and things that can go wrong, like a mean dog attack you, which I've had that happen before.
Oh, no.
I've had irrigation systems go off during the middle of a photo shoot.
Oh, no.
I've had alarms go off that the customer forgot, I was coming and the alarm goes off. Things like, can't get access to the property because I don't have an access to the gate to get in.
Gosh. Right.
Just, those kinds of things. And just even having access to lights and switches to turn something on or off, a fountain or lights or whatever.
Yeah.
To be able to move a car that's in the way. Just, anything that would detract from the image, if their garden hose is laid out, not put up. If the bird bath that they have in the garden, if it's askew and leaning, there's just so many things that have to be right. So I'm always looking at it from a standpoint, what does not belong in this scene, and then try to, if I can control that, then try to take care of that even before I begin shooting.
Wow. So when the sprinklers went off, did you just grab your camera and run? Did you have something you could put over it?
I wished I'd had a video camera on me doing the shoot, because it was a very large property. It was actually a church in Montgomery.
Oh, wow.
Had these sprawling grounds, and so I thought to myself when this started happening, I said, well, I'll just outguess where it's going to come on next.
Oh, no.
So I would literally set up, start shooting, maybe get a couple of frames off, and then all of a sudden, without rhyme or reason, it would start, coming on where I was. So I did the entire shoot, which lasted several hours, literally running from spot to spot to get all the photos I needed.
Oh my God.
And there was nobody to call. I just, it was like I had to make it happen. So
Yeah.
I won't forget that one for sure.
Wow. Well, yeah, that would make for a very interesting day.
Yes, it was.
So you have traveled all over the U.S. to shoot for numerous assignments. Do you have a specific job or photo experience beyond the sprinklers that stands out to you?
Well, one of the most fun ones I probably did was in Vero Beach, Florida, for Fine Gardening magazine. It was actually for a special interest magazine they had called Great Gardens, and it was this beautiful, beautiful home, Florida home. It was really more about the hardscaping, just had pools and pool houses and beautiful mature palms and just beautiful architecture. But I just remember being there, and it was just a beautiful piece of property, just a beautiful property, and the conditions were just really amazing. And
Wow.
it's one of those that it's one that they fly you there. You stay in a nice hotel. The client was great and very accommodating, and it just turned out to be a really, really beautiful shoot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. With your images, you have this richness that really make them pop. How do you create such deep, rich, colorful images?
Well, I think I must do that subconsciously, because what I'm looking at mostly is, to make sure that, compositionally that I have what I'm looking for. I try to just wait for the absolute best light that I can get if I have that luxury. The color just tends to take care of itself. Now, I am a stickler. I'm a technician as well as an artist, so I make sure everything is tack sharp using the very best optics that I can get, and try to really be very methodical with my technique and just make sure everything technically is very good. And then, again, if I get the magic light, then that's just icing on the cake.
Yeah. Well, you do an outstanding job with that. With our little podcast, we do quick shot questions. Is that all right if we
Sure.
toss them out at you? All right, excellent.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite subject to photograph?
My favorite is probably landscape architecture, because it combines my love of plants with hopefully inspired architecture. So I kind of get the best of both worlds
Nice.
with that.
Nice. Photoshop or Lightroom?
I use both.
Excellent. Something that has inspired you in photography?
I just need to be in a beautiful place, and then I'm inspired. Some people look at other people's work, which I do, and I like to do, but there's something about when you're out in a beautiful place, when the conditions are just right, that just when you love it, this spark goes off, and you have to respond to what you see, and it's like a high, and I think most artists can probably relate to that. But I just get caught up in the moment and try to let the emotion, come through to what I'm photographing. And my own garden, I get a lot of inspiration out of my own garden that I've been working on for 30 years now.
Wow.
And I use it as my outdoor studio.
Awesome.
I take daily walks in Warner Park and get lots of ideas and inspiration from that too.
That's fantastic. I love that. Do you have a favorite music that you shoot to? Are you able to do that with your location stuff?
I don't usually photograph to music. I tend to have it in my head.
Yeah.
But I did do a photo shoot some years ago, and I remember they had some really wonderful jazz music that was piped into the garden.
Oh, wow.
And I was there all by myself. The garden was just gorgeous, and it did tend to enhance the mood, and it was pretty nice.
That's cool. Do you have a location where you want to shoot that's on your bucket list?
Well, I do, and I'm going there in June. I'm going to Iceland in June.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's a place that I've always wanted to go for many years after seeing an interview that Michael Reichman did on Luminous Landscape about one of the first workshops he did there. And he explained it as having all the geographical type features of the United States in a very concise package. So
Wow.
I'm going to be doing that in June with Daniel Bergman, and that's a 10-day tour, and I'm just really excited about that trip.
That's amazing. We'll have to follow up with you when you get back so you can tell us all about it.
I'd love to.
What is something that can always be found in your camera bag?
energy bars.
Energy bars. That's smart.
You know, so often, you have to, you get so caught up in what you're doing, you have to remember to drink and eat.
Yeah.
And there's nothing anymore that'll take you down quicker than being somewhere and way past a meal time, and you've been schlepping gear around, and you just need a little bit of extra. So I always make sure I've got those energy bars with me.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you joining us for our podcast. Thank you so much. If someone wanted to find out more about you or check out your images, where can they find you?
My website's definitely the best place to go at www.jpaulmoorephoto.com.
Perfect.
And you can see all my current work there.
Awesome. Well, we'll get that posted to the website, and we have a Facebook page, and we'll get that all posted so people can find you. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Sounds
with us.
great. It was fun.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much to Paul Moore, who was so kind to welcome us out to his studio and take some time to talk with us. His website is www.jpaulmoorephoto.com, and that is posted on our Facebook page. It's also going to be on our website. So definitely check out his images. They're truly stunning and beautiful, and hopefully they inspire you to get out there and do a little photography yourself. If you ever have any questions, don't ever hesitate to contact us here at the show. If you have any questions about our upcoming workshops, we would love to speak to you about that, and we'd love to see you out there shooting. Thanks so much, everybody. Until next time, keep shooting. Bye-bye.